we know this year had its challenges, but we also know that forecasts show that droughts will get more severe, temperatures keep rising, more longer heat waves, these extreme precipitation events. How are New Mexico's farmers going to adapt to these future conditions, which essentially are going to become permanent conditions?
I think New Mexico's always been a dry state, and what we're seeing in the last few years, you're seeing these weather patterns shift a little bit, and we go through a cycle, and I think we've been going through the cycle for a very long time. Our farmers are resilient, but one thing that farmers have that is really helpful is they have a really good university system. New Mexico State University's got a great college of agriculture. They do good research. They do good extension programs. Those are the things that are going to help transition the farms to that next, whatever the next phase is, dealing with the drought resistant crop development, better irrigation cycles. um, Even on the ranch land, you're seeing the ranchers make some shifts in their calving cycles and others to really address the marketplace and address the drought situation. Technology, innovation, you're going to see a transformation in agriculture in the future like what we've never seen before. And it's because we have to, but we also have the ability to. And I think that's what is gives me the optimism for the future. The other thing is we're dealing with the next generation of agriculturalists coming up. In New Mexico, our average age is 60.5 years in the farming and ranching community. Those kids, the kids that are coming up, and I call them kids out of respect, but they're young, they're energetic, and they're really aggressive. They're looking at all the new technologies. I see nothing but good things coming.
So people often ask me about crop changes and things like that. And I'm curious, sometimes we see, like we saw in southern New Mexico, this sort of shift away from things like alfalfa toward orchards. And that came with its own set of complications. And now people like to talk about hemp or cannabis being like the next
Yes.
big crop. Like, what are some of the changes that you see, and what are some of the cautions maybe we should be considering as we think about changing crop patterns?
Yeah, you bet. So there's you've seen you noted the shift from like vegetable crops to tree crops. That was really due to labor. Labor was the driving force to move to that kind of crop. Now we've got, with the legalization of hemp across the nation, we had several farmers, many farmers, move into the hemp growing over the last few years. Well, what they found was that hemp is a complicated crop. It's not a it's a crop that's labor intensive. There's pest issues. It's all the same agronomic issues that you've got with any other crop. And as a nation, we really produced, and we produced a lot, and we basically outproduced the market. There's going to be a lot of dynamic shifts in the hemp area because of, once FDA and other agencies at the federal level makes more approvals for food products or medical uses and things like that, you're going to see a dynamic shift there. Now in New Mexico, we've got cannabis. I expect that there will be a lot of excitement and anticipation of cannabis and people growing it. What I see though in that is it's going to be an indoor crop. There's not going to be, at least initially, there won't be a lot of outdoor growth of cannabis. It's a crop that's got to be basically protected, and it's not difficult to grow. It's just you want to keep your insect issues down. You want to keep all the other outside influences down. So you're going to see, I think, a resurgence in greenhouse across the state of New Mexico, and then you're going to start looking at other developing markets, alternate uses for things. Everybody thinks of the traditional uses of cannabis. I think you're going to see many more uses out there for both hemp and cannabis in the future.
So, whenever we're in a phase where we're thinking a lot about drought and water scarcity and water challenges, we always look to see how much water agriculture uses in New Mexico, which is like, more than 80% of the water in the state goes toward agriculture. And yet we have all these challenges like hunger and food insecurity. How can we make sure that we're putting our water resources to the highest and best use for New Mexicans?
Sure. Well, I like to tell people, yes, agriculture uses a lot of water to produce food. If you like to eat, you better be appreciative of that. Um, you- I often ask when I'm speaking at Rotaries or service clubs, what part of your plate do you not want anymore? Do you not want the chili? Do you not want the lettuce? Do you not want this or that? And people don't realize that. I tell them farmers and ranchers don't use any water. The consumers use all the water when they consume the food. And that shifts that discussion a little bit. The highest and best use can't be determined based off of the value, the monetary value. Everything out there is, in essence, more valuable than water because in America we have the cheapest and most abundant food supply in the world. And I've been told by folks in other countries, you tell us, you connect us with your farmers, and we will buy 100% of what you guys grow in America because we'll pay for it, and the people in the United States won't. Um, we don't want to go there. It's a sense of pride that we have that abundant food supply. But I think when we get down to water use, it's the technologies and the better practices that we're evolving with is what's going to change the day and really make it work. You've got these universities are doing a lot of good research. We're looking at other alternative sources of water across the state. There's a research program looking at produced water. There's another program looking at brackish water. So there's going to be opportunities in the future to use some of the water that's not been able to be used today. Highest and best use, that's for everybody to determine. But for me, it's chili, beef, cheese, milk, and things like that, onions and lettuce. Uh, we've got to feed those who need food.